So if you look at the parallel alignment of your legs, we want to put the pad of one ring in line with one of the legs because we're going to drop the ankle onto it right there and then negotiate rolling back onto your back, letting that leg hang out long and loose. Yeah. Now, if it feels okay for that knee, for your leg to just totally hang straight, let it do that. If it feels at all stressful behind the knee, give yourself the tiniest little micro bend. Definitely be sure we're not hanging into hyperextension. So yeah, get that knee where we need it. Take a moment to feel neutral sacrum position on the mat. Let's keep that as we float the other leg up to tabletop. And so we're just gonna exhale to engage everything, to lightly tap those toes to the floor. And we can inhale as that shin gets back up to tabletop position. Yeah. And so what we're looking for is the core to do all of the stabilizing of this movement. So we're on the lookout for anything in the neck starting to engage as our toe gets close to the floor, or for the leg that's on the ring to be kind of bouncing around on the ring, because that would tell us we're using that other leg. Yeah, or can we have a super stable other leg? Yeah, perfect. So we're going to keep going with that movement. Go ahead and bring your hands to your head. And when the knee comes up, we're going to just curl straight up. So it's kind of same side of the chest coming up toward that tabletop leg. And again, meanwhile, trying to keep a stable pelvis and a very quiet leg on the ring. Again, notice if it's bouncing around out there. If so, try to bring a little more of that into the core. Now we're going to keep going, and as we curl up, we're going to twist. So now it's opposite shoulder coming across toward that knee, and still trying to stay so quiet on the ring. Yeah, put a do not disturb sign on your ring. Gorgeous, amazing. Feel how much this side of the waist that we're turning toward gets to work. Yeah, if we're not overly getting into the lower body and that long leg to help us. 2 more times. And the next time we get up and across there, let us stay and still leaving the ring really undisturbed. Can we take a little pulse of knee and shoulder in 8, 7, 6, good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yes. All right, be sure that ground foot is not in the line of fire as you let that ring flop, and then go ahead and drag it in so you can grab it. And then the leg that was just resting on top of the ring, we'll put the ball of that foot into the other side. Let your foot and your ankles stay really relaxed, and just think of pushing the back of the knee away from the chest until you find your hamstring stretch, and get a couple breaths there. Now let's start to activate and push the ball of the foot into the ring, pressing yourself toward a pointed ankle. And we're really hanging on with the arms, so we have to work pretty hard to push into our point. And now keep that action in the ankle, resisting, but the arms slowly win as we pull ourselves back into a flex. And just a couple more times where we're always working in both directions, but very slowly we're letting one side win, ankle or arms. Good, good. One more each way, and we'll end up back in a flex, and we'll stay in the flex a little longer. And stay in that flex, but let your ankle relax, so it's just letting itself be brought into the flex. And then actually activate into the flex. So now the toes are pulling themselves back toward the shin. One more full breath in and out. Beautiful. Soften the knee so we can get the pad more on the arch of the foot, knee bend. And then let's just use that to give ourselves a nice easy roll up through the spine. Yes, okay. And let's get the ring set under that other ankle. Okay, one moment to double check. Perfectly neutral sacrum. Lock that in with all the muscles. Float up to your tabletop. And with the exhale, wrap the corset, squeeze the pelvic floor as we do the toe tap. Inhale at the top. Yeah, so first thing is to find your slowest, fullest breath. Follow that with the movement. If we have that most thorough exhale, then we have our best chance of doing all of our stabilizing through the core. So the neck stays soft and the ring is perfectly still. Fantastic. Keep doing what you're doing with the breath and everything. Let's bring the hands to the head and then let's turn that into our curl up the middle. So first it's same side, shoulder curving forward toward that tabletop leg. Yeah, and as we curl up, we can see the ring. So we can actually see, are we bouncing around on it out there or are we quiet? Mm-hmm. Lots of breath here. Good, good. Yeah, I like the ball variation. We should try that sometime too. And then let's take that into up and across and really trying to not bounce the ring on this one. In which case, this side of the waist that we're turning toward gets perhaps the deepest squeeze ever. Three, two. Okay, last one. Let's stay in that twist and give it a tiny little pulse in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So good. 3, 2, 1. And release everything. Amazing. Let your ring carefully flop. And then grab it and let's put the ball of that foot into it. Okay, so first the foot and the ankle are totally soft and we just want to think of the knee moving away until we find our stretch. Maybe it straightens, maybe it doesn't. Doesn't matter so long as you found a solid stretch that we can still breathe with. Okay, and now let's start to wake up the foot and the ankle and really press the ball of the foot up into the ring, open up the front of that ankle, and then ankle resists being slowly pulled back into a flex. Yep, so internal tug of war here, super slow motion. Feel the shoulder blades on the back as we're using the strength of our arms to pull into the flex. Good. And the next time we're back in the flex, let's stay and be very gradual with relaxing the foot and the ankle in this position. And then with starting to pull the toes back into the shin. So active flex and pull and breathe. And then softening the knee, letting the ring find more the arch of the foot. And then tuck the chin in so we can drive through and press ourselves through that curve. Gorgeous. All right. And then let's get both feet in the ring. So maybe the feet are together out there, or they could be on either side of the pad, whatever. And then let's use the pull of the arms to get us onto the front of the sit bones as we can. It's okay if your knees soften a bit. And then let's pull with the arms and squeeze the belly. This should feel like a really intense abdominal curl. And so as we breathe here, let's exhale and squeeze the navel up and in and really flex the core and try to hold on to that as we inhale. So we're getting that puff and expansion into the back. Couple more rounds. Maybe the forehead can get a little bit heavier. And still holding on to all that core strength. Next inhale, let's roll from the base of the spine all the way up tall. And let's keep our hands connected to our legs, but then one hand comes up and go ahead and twist and rotate open, tap the floor behind you, slide it forward, reconnect to the leg, other one goes up and tap back and then glide in. Let's do one more each way. So huge inhale over the top, spiral, exhale, return tall. Yes, last one. and then just take a moment to float, feel everything stacked. Can we still feel some space in between the sacrum and that lowest lumbar vertebra? Can we breathe into that space as well as the ribs? And can you keep doing that all day long? Thanks, y'all.